The physician passed me a discreet message that simply stated, "Avoid returning to your residence. Flee immediately." That evening, I uncovered that my closest relatives were scheming to place me in an assisted living facility to seize all my possessions. Yet, they were unaware that I possessed a hidden truth capable of transforming their existence entirely. My name is Evelyn Harper, and I am 70 years young. For 45 years, I believed I had nurtured a devoted son. Thomas entered my world at the tender age of 2, a forsaken child whom my late husband and I welcomed through adoption. With boundless affection, I provided him with every opportunity, a solid education, endless warmth, and countless acts of devotion. When my husband departed this life a decade ago, Thomas became my sole kin, alongside his spouse Lydia and my granddaughter Sophia. However, on that ordinary Tuesday, amid what was meant to be a standard medical checkup, my reality shattered. Dr. Harold Bennett, my long-standing and reliable doctor, conducted the examination as usual, yet his demeanor struck me as peculiar. His fingers quivered faintly while measuring my pulse, and he refrained from meeting my gaze. "All appears excellent, Mrs. Harper," he declared, his tone laced with tension. "Your test results are impeccable. Your vitality remains robust. You possess numerous vibrant years ahead." As I prepared to depart, he approached stealthily from behind. In a swift motion, while I retrieved my handbag, Dr. Bennett slipped a small, folded sheet into its depths. The action was so subtle, I nearly overlooked it. "Stay well, Mrs. Harper," he murmured with a strained grin. "And bear in mind, kinfolk aren't always as they appear." His remark chilled me to the core. What could he possibly imply? Why deliver such a covert warning now? I exited the clinic with my pulse racing, resolving to examine the message only upon reaching home. En route in the taxi, myriad speculations flooded my thoughts. Dr. Bennett had always been a steadfast, expert professional, acquainted with our household since Thomas's adolescent years. Why this enigmatic behavior suddenly? Upon arriving at the dwelling, Thomas lounged in the sitting area with Lydia and Sophia. They conversed in muted whispers, ceasing abruptly at my entrance. Lydia clutched various documents, hastily concealing them behind her. "How did the checkup go, Mother?" Thomas inquired, his smile failing to warm his eyes. "Quite well, dear. The physician confirmed my excellent condition." I responded, striving for composure. Lydia shot Thomas a glance I couldn't ignore. Why the apparent letdown? Were they anticipating news of ailment? "Wonderful, Gran," Sophia chimed in, her words oddly detached. "It signifies ample time for personal enjoyment." That evening over supper, their conduct grew increasingly bizarre. Thomas uttered scarcely a word to me. Lydia replied in clipped phrases, and Sophia evaded my stare. An palpable strain hung in the atmosphere, thick as fog. "Is aught amiss?" I eventually probed. "Nay, Mother, all is well." Thomas answered swiftly. "Merely fatigued." Post-meal, I retreated to my chamber with a burdened spirit. Clearly, something brewed, and the doctor's missive began to resonate. With unsteady fingers, I extracted the paper from my bag and unfolded it. The contents stole my breath. "Mrs. Harper, your kin visited yesterday. Lydia inquired about your cognitive health and whether I could affirm the need for specialized oversight. They intend to institutionalize you in a care home. They also probed regarding your estate and holdings. Avoid home, flee, Dr. Bennett." My limbs trembled violently, my own blood. The lad I reared with profound tenderness, the in-law I embraced as daughter. The grandchild I cherished beyond measure. Abruptly, the odd glances, hushed talks, and shrouded papers crystallized. Their dismay stemmed not from my wellness, but from the doctor's refusal to aid their scheme. Sleep eluded me that night. Each household creak jolted me awake. I reclined in vigilance, pondering how circumstances had led here. How could those for whom I forfeited all now plot against me? Around 2 in the morning, Murmurs emanated from the cooking area. I rose quietly, inching toward my door. Thomas, Lydia, and Sophia's voices carried softly yet discernibly. That blasted physician declined. Lydia fumed quietly. I detailed how the elderly woman is deteriorating mentally, forgetting faces at times, leaving appliances unattended. But he maintained her soundness. Calm yourself, darling. Thomas soothed. Another practitioner will comply with the necessary signatures. What of her meantime? Sophia queried. I've secured my university placement overseas. Funds are required promptly, not in half a decade upon her natural passing. Sophia refrained from such speech. Thomas chided mildly, lacking fervor. Yet you're correct. Swift action is essential. The residence alone nears 600,000, plus her annuity and reserves we'd sustain comfortably until her demise. Lydia concluded icily. I didn't enter this union to tend a frail elder, she added. I wed anticipating prompt inheritance, but a decade on, she's depleting what should be ours. Ours, I echoed inwardly, fury igniting within. Earnings from my and my husband's toil, they claimed as entitlement. Morrow I'll consult the attorney. Thomas proceeded. Inquire if incompetence can be declared, sans medical input. Alternatives exist. Failing that. Lydia interjected, we render her existence unbearable until she opts for the facility voluntarily. Remove her entertainment devices, withhold meals, regard her as the encumbrance she is. Mother, that's harsh. Sophia protested, then appended, though truthfully, feigning affection wearies me. She's perpetually intrusive, questioning our late returns, unendurable. My knees weakened, bracing against the wall, I sensed my foundation crumbling. These individuals, for whom I labored exhaustingly in Thomas's youth, abandoning aspirations, companions, personal fulfillment. Recall my 16th celebration. Sophia persisted. She gifted that ghastly purple frock, insisting I don it. Peers mocked relentlessly. Thence I vowed retribution. What irks me most, Lydia contributed, is her perpetual boasting of maternal excellence, her vast sacrifices for Thomas portraying sanctity. Reality, adoption stemmed from infertility. He merely filled her void. Cease, Thomas uttered wearily, sans outrage. In 7 days I'll broach it, propose an appealing care residence ideal for peers her age. Rejection triggers alternative measures. Alternative, Sophia pressed, induce genuine instability. Thomas replied frigidly. Alter prescriptions, misplace items, accuse falsely of actions undone. Soon any examiner deems her unfit. Horror struck like lightning. They sought not merely theft, but erosion of my intellect, honor, rationality, molding me into their fabricated image. Flawless, Lydia exclaimed eagerly. Commitment grants account access. Liquidate the home, claim annuity, manage all unhindered. Précis precisely, Thomas affirmed. Externally, we're exemplary, devotedly nursing an ailing matriarch. Laughter ensued, the trio chuckling as at supreme wit. Mocking my trust, my unwavering devotion. In that instant, something fractured irreparably. Not merely my already wounded heart, but my naive trust in benevolence, reciprocity of affection, sanctity of kinship. Dawn, duplicate her payment cards, Lydia murmured. Incremental expenditures evade notice. Approved, Thomas said. I'll scour documents for a modifiable testament. Modifiable how? Sophia inquired. Claim the confused elder bequeathed all to us, her sole caretakers. Thomas grinned audibly. Father brilliant, Sophia admired, caution essential, suspicions none. Lydia assured, friendless, kinless beyond us, utterly reliant who advocates, accurate. Companions faded amid my dedication to Thomas. No siblings, parents long gone, defenseless, unbeknownst, my concealed asset, poised to append dynamics. My husband's passing bequeathed not sole reminiscence, but undisclosed legacy. $2, $5 million in foreign reserves, plus 4 international estates from his ventures, concealed to ensure Thomas's affection was authentic, fostering self-reliance. Now, folly evident, he awaited my demise for perceived modest gains. Consensus reached, Thomas concluded. Initiate tomorrow, maintain facade of affection. Naturally, Lydia replied, masterful pretense, brief endurance. Footsteps receded. I lingered, paralyzed, message gripped tightly. Heeding, escape not as prey, but awakened from decades' illusion, strategize unparalleled reprisal, sleepless yet invigorated, swift, shrewd action imperative, they misjudge the feeble elder, awakening a formidable force. By 5, household slumber confirmed, I assembled minimal valise, vital papers, attire spares, remedies, crucially the ledger detailing covert funds, prior departure, advantageous step, activated phone recorder, feigning retrieval, traversing near Thomas and Lydia's quarters. Predictably alert, plotting, Lydia discussed card replication. Thomas legal consultation on incapacity. Suspicion, Lydia fretted, improbable. Thomas dismissed, aged, gullible, destinationless, penniless, friendless, were her world. Pitiful, Lydia scorned. Septuagenarian wholly dependent. Pity flickers, then recalls her chosen pathos. Chewing remarriage, embodying ideal grandparent. Payment due. Thomas finalized icily. Ample evidence acquired, stored device, completed preparations. Left note on counter, errands await, return soon, Evelyn. Unsuspecting, strategic flight unforeseen for demented, matron. Taxi to local branch. Wednesday dawn, hours before alarm. Withdrew substantial currency, confirmed hidden assets secure. Teller, youthful Emily, eyed curiously at $6.00. €0 request. Certain, madame, risky carrying such sum. Absolutely, I affirmed. Urgent private affairs. Subsequently, cab to Metropolis's premier lodge, the Regal Pinnacle. Required secure haven for scheming, discreet, luxurious, privacy assured. Receptionist, poised mid-40s Clara, queried duration, uncertain, week, months, hinges on familial resolutions. Nodded comprehendingly, allocated 12th floor suite. Elevator ascent blended dread and thrill. Autonomous choices, decades absent. Suite magnificent, expansive, panoramic urban vista, tasteful furnishings, amenities abundant. Sofa sunk, emotions cascaded. Wept for 45 years lavished on ungrateful son, for unnoticed degradations, for pre-grandmother self, vibrant and aspirational. Tears expended, resolved, extracted ledger, listed priorities, alert overseas advisors, engage elite counsel, retain sleuth for documentation. Afternoon 2, Thomas phoned, mother location, past noon, absent, worry-veiled irritation, well, son, self, day claim, long overdue, self, day, clarify, precise whereabouts, annoyance evident, urban errands, fret not, return concluded. Uncharacteristic, always informed, Lydia, Sophia anxious, disclosure required, panic detected, not welfare, control slippage, Thomas 70 entitles autonomy, silence, mother alarming, unlike you, medications adhered, seed, sowing strategy initiated. Optimal, son, unprecedented vitality, hung up, powered off, anticipated barrage, tranquility needed. Afternoon retained top firm. Lead 50s Victor Langford, personally received upon fee mention. Detailed conspiracy, played dawn recordings, gravity deepened, grave Mrs. Harper, elder mistreatment, fraud plot, potential forgery, criminal pursuit viable, precisely desired, strategic, excruciating. Langford smirked appreciatively. Harmonious collaboration ahead, full disclosure requisite, recounted adoption, sacrifices, secret wealth, all, Noted meticulously, asset totals, $2. 5 million liquid, properties valuing 1. 8 million additional. Paused, regard elevated, empowered individual underestimated, leverage for lifelong lesson. Genuine smile emerged, arsenal acquired, evening sweet, bound, reactivated device, 40. 2 missed from Thomas, 18 Lydia, 10 Sophia. Texts escalated desperation. Mother respond, deep concern. Evelyn silence prompts authorities. Gran whereabouts, father warns trouble. Replied Thomas solely, fine, return prepared. Instant, mother abnormal. Homeward now, Lydia prepared favorite, fabricated, post-decade, Lydia never catered specially, manipulation anew, following morn Langford rang, Mrs. Harper, pivotal findings, investigator uncovered Lydia's unauthorized credit applications in your name, 6 months ongoing, indignation surged, 6 cards, $52, 0 debt. Lavish boutiques, fine dining, Caribbean getaway last fortnight. I eschewed Caribbean, bewildered. They vacationed, citing Lydia's ailing kin. Recollection stung, tearful plea, funded generously atop thefts. Further, Thomas unemployed 9 months, subsisting on your means. Contacted 4 physicians for dementia certification. Stabs deepened. Granddaughter Sophia, 3-month gestation, concealing paternity. 50. Year wedded paramour, now renouncing. Deity's scandalous potential ruin. More, Lydia's biennial tryst with neighbor Edward. Proof abundant, irony crushing, accusing my instability amid their deceptions. Document all, confront with irrefutable. Proposal, permit deeper self-entrapment, afternoon, self-rejuvenation, acquired elegant attire, sapphire gown, crimson, amber silk evoking authority, accessories, salon transformation, stylist Mia, hours laboring. Lovely tresses, why neglected, believed self, care superfluous, role solely supportive, era concluded, regal emergence, mirror revealed stranger, sophisticated bob, luminous accents, empowered visage. Dinner, lodge eatery, phone Thomas, mother, finally, absence, a fury dominant, self-nurturing son, revelatory hiatus, cease, family rights entail knowledge, rights since familial dominion, erratic onset, instability, insinuation. Erratic septuagenarian respite, precedent absent, specialist consultation advised, indeed, fraud, abuse, manipulation experts, your specialties, silence profound, discussing, all, cards, incompetence plot, physicians, job loss, getaway thefts, court surprises, delusional, aid required. Delusional, medication swaps overheard, prolonged hush, homeward familial discourse, kinship dissolved, betrayal precludes, please, confess, apologize sincerely, restitute, possible mercy, nothing confessable, tremble audible, court then. Farewell, peace enveloped, declaration issued, armament superior, ensuing days tumultuous, please, Sophia's tearful longing, Lydia's regretful misunderstandings, Thomas's clarifications, shifted intimidation, guardianship threats for protection, Langford prepped, permit filing, evidentiary gold. 3 psychiatrists affirmed sanity, investigator relentless, daily shocks, Thomas Bank intrusion attempt repelled, Lydia vending antiques online, jewelry pawn thwarted, Sophia propagating Alzheimer's tale, soliciting care funds, climax, nocturnal rendezvous with forger Marcus Reed, underworld, notorious, counterfeits planned, acceleration urged, phase 2, public self-incrimination, Monday, a tired sapphire million-plus property tour, agent Daniel greeted, investigator orchestrated coincidence, kin appearance, mansion midst familiar voices, excused descended, trio finery pitching. Sale, mother's abode ailing proxy held, documentation, processing, greetings kin, announced descending, horror cinematic, pallor mutinous recoil, purchasing evidently, Daniel, acquainted, regrettably, relations. Discourse plea, topics, unauthorized vending, fictions, non-existent proxy. Agent halted, conflict precludes, mental instability, Lydia frantic, instability, acquiring 8 million estate. Sophia gasped, indeed, more affluent than imagined, phoned Langford, dispatched documentation, awaited arrival, approach rebuffed, Lydia's tears panic, accusations volleyed, recording replayed, office aghast, attorneys, notary arrived, no authority, fraud any attempt, humiliation inaugural. Street pursuit, please yells, Lydia, vindictive crone, exploited us. Exploited, my labors, forfeitures, adoption voluntary, gratitude eternal. No gratitude, cease theft, betrayal, sanity assault. Cab departed amid curbside clamor. Afternoon, Langford, post-incident blunder. Thomas paid raid $60. Euro advance, your card's funding. Read, federal collaborator, audiovisual evidence. Suite, individual confrontations planned virtually. Streaming platform, Elder exposes kin truths. 8 sharp commenced, viewership surged, adoption to warning, frauds, insanity plots, recordings, proofs shared, support flooded, mid. Streams, Sophia called, Gran Hull. Ruining us, ruined mine prior. Public shame detailed. Hung up, implicit admission. Thomas raged, defamation threats. Countered with raid revelation, federal probe. Broken plea, fixable, kinship. Criminal syndicate, not personal, devastating, henceforth impersonal. Stream ended 8,000 strong. Viral dawn, supports, interviews, peer tales, impactful, prevented similar via inspiration. Langford, read arrest full confession, including forged will, 4-month orchestration. Afternoon, Sophia. Truth plea, cafe meet recorded, initial luxury, persuasion evolved urgency post-lawn, longevity realization, Thomas's $120,000 gambling debts to peril, Sophia's role, funds for education, pregnancy concealed, post-departure chaos, parental blame, scapegoat planned, Ruggs allegation, proofs tendered. Recordings, texts, alliance proposed, testify for aid education, pregnancy guidance, strength tutelage, genuine bond rekindled, deal struck, trial swift, ironclad case, guilty plea advised, refused, courtroom thronged media supporters, prosecution masterful, evidences presented. Sophia, testimony damning, dignified cross-examination, my stand, betrayals, pain, liberation, verdict, guilty all, Thomas 15 years, Lydia 12, additions, post-trial, justice legal, personal rediscovery, year hence, cozy suburb home, Garden Haven, Sophia graduated top, retained child, law studied, elder focused, regret, none adoption, delayed self-preservation awareness, lessons, family loyalty, defined, solitude dignified over treachery, renewal timeless, travels, readings, friendships, authentic Sophia bond, prison contacts discarded, gratitude, Bennett's bravery, inner resilience, ending, as commencements, selective kindness, elder aid foundation, self, love paramount.